All right, the latency is gonna be off, so just don't watch the stream. The stream is gonna be for people who don't who can't join the game, or they can't join the VC, or they can't join yeah, just for people who can't attend. All right. Anyways, uh,
Who is Slippery?
okay, bro.
Why is Slippery up here?
I think they chose him to be He's gonna ask the questions, I think.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can we get someone in charge of the music division? Yeah. Music department, IGS, just get jazz music regularly playing. Like, it needs to be, constantly. I don't want to hear the basic ass music. No, I don't want loops. I want different songs.
Fair.
Okay. Anyways,
Okay.
I'm gonna ping now to begin the thing. Slippery, are you ready? Do you know your lines? Do you know what you're gonna ask? Do you have any questions before you know? Slippery?
I'd say I'm ready.
All right. You've been briefed, right? Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice one's on us.
I will make an announcement real quick. Site director.
Is this the bid battles music? Oh my god. Leah, no.
Alright. Here's the Discord. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller, but it'll be. I want it in the corner somewhere so people can see. Um. Maybe in the left. Mid. You know what? Let's just. Yeah, never mind. Bad idea. Could someone get another in-game announcement to say that we are beginning shortly and the communications and all that, so you can actually listen to the debate? Can I also get someone on my stream to check out the audio? Anyone watching the stream, please tell me if anything with the audio or recording, anything's off. Someone on Discord talk real quick. Rollers, bunnies, slippery. Someone talk.
What? Yo.
Okay.
Yep.
Someone, please let me know in chat if the audio is too quiet for Discord. I'm gonna make it a lot louder because I'm not gonna be talking that much. All right. I'll make Discord audio. I'll make Discord audio 5 decibels, so people can hear a bit better, hopefully.
Hold on, let me
I don't know what box is taught. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna ping. We're pretty much ready. Once I ping, we're gonna give it like 2-3 minutes to up.
Discord audio is very quiet.
Okay. Let me see. Is it still quiet? I upped the decibels on it.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Polar.
Who keeps playing music and then someone else plays something else? Like, bro, figure it out. What's going on? Goons.
What are we listening to?
I cannot hear anything over this music. What is this?
I have to turn off my Roblox audio, bro.
Just
Are
mute.
playing
Dude.
CNN's America's Choice Music, bro. I'm gonna play something, bro, because this is. Right, is it fine if I interrupt whatever? It's not even playing anymore. It's just.
Yeah, can we just get jazz? That's a lot better. You know, none of this BS.
There you
Right,
go.
just tell me when to begin.
Alright, so I pinged, right? Did I ping? Am I high? Oh, okay. We're gonna give it like 2-3 minutes, and then we'll begin with Slippery giving his intro.
One person I chose plays. I was gonna play something, but someone else can play that.
Yo,
If you want to.
yo. Why does this sounds like it's echoing too, bro? Okay, it's because I'm watching Rollers' stream. Never mind. Okay.
Can we have one person play the music at one time?
Unless you guys want me to play the Nutcracker.
My gosh.
Let's just put Rollers in charge of music at this point.
He's in charge of moderation, bro.
Yeah, don't put me in charge of music.
Have one person. Bunnies! Go to the music doc and just go down,
I am on the music
go
doc.
down the jazz playlist, and then, yeah, you're good.
I'm gonna play Claire de Lune, bro.
Oh my god. Hold on, let me play Symphony 9 real quick. Oh, yeah.
No, just let the Nutcracker finish.
Mm-hmm.
Countdown initiated. Alright, hopefully the countdown's not, like, lagged behind, but, Alright, Slippery, once the countdown runs out, you can begin your speech. And then, yeah, I hope the elections committee knows what the hell they're doing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope they know what they're doing. I hope they don't. Can we put up a barrier with B tools in case you know, someone decides to troll the elections?
Assassinate.
Yes. Yeah. Assassination. Something like that.
That'd
Get
be
an-
really funny.
Get an
Okay.
ENT.
That would be really funny.
Have CI bust in here. Have like a hostile faction.
I'll get GOC on real quick.
Bro, that's not lore accurate at all.
Yeah, I'm kidding. It would be like CSK or something. Most likely CI.
It turns out Hoy is actually an SCP.
Jeez.
I wouldn't be surprised. Eugene Hinkle's like 107 or something.
Bro, Eugene Hinkle is actually Dr. Bright. It's a clone.
Red, just to check, loud
Yeah.
enough, right?
Huh?
Right.
Yeah, I think you're loud enough. Hold on. I need to check my. I need to make sure the Discord audio on the stream is actually like a little bit better because I have no clue.
Eugene. Hoy's gonna cock back with, "That man is me."
Welcome everyone to the Site Direct debate. I will begin with outlining the rules of the debate. No speech of personal attack and defamation shall be tolerated in the debate. Directorates may not campaign with false arguments, including but not limited to the following: strawman arguments, slippery slopes, and ad hominem. Only reasonable arguments founded in verifiable facts shall be made. Our Site Directorate candidates today are Site Directorate candidate Major and Site Directorate candidate Eugene. I will begin with our first topic, site operations. And the first question, given the current insecurities many members have surrounding the continued activity of the site, what can your candidacy bring to the table to ensure personnel activity and newcomer retainment?
All right, let's move Hoy to the stage first, I guess. Right? Is that all right?
Sure.
Hoy, would you like to speak?
Hold on.
Real quick, could you say the ending of that one more time? You were stuttering.
Let's also just Major up here too. Yeah.
Do you want me to repeat the question?
If you could, just one time, please. You were stuttering a little bit. I didn't quite get it.
Given the current insecurities many members have surrounding the continued activity of the site, what can your candidacy bring to the table to ensure personnel activity and newcomer retainment?
Well, truth be told, as Eugene Hinkle, I kind of made
Uh-oh.
the whole fun bit.
Um.
That's why the face looks as crazy as it does.
Oh,
So honestly, I completely intend to host a bunch of events that are both nonsensical and also just fun in general to try and retain activity and to get new people to enjoy the site. That's what I plan on doing when it comes to that.
All right, and maybe have Major's response?
Of course. My plan for keeping retention within the site is not only hosting events that are fun, but hosting events that also include the roleplay aspect
I'll be right
of
back.
416 itself. 416 is a very roleplay oriented site, and without the roleplay, it seems dull. But at the same time, the shenanigans and the fun that we have is a very necessary part within that as well, especially whenever it comes to new players. Since as soon as they join a site, they're gonna want to have some fun. They're gonna want to troll, and it's as they grow attached to the site, that's whenever the role play starts happening. That's whenever they want to actually attach themselves to a character and attach themselves to the site. That's my
Right.
that's my part.
Thank you. And for our next question, is it on your agenda to petition for more recreational activities within Site-416, such as the currently established MCND Cafe, or do you believe that these activities should be removed altogether and moved to other activities on site?
All right. So I've already stated this before when someone asked me about what I would plan on doing, and I gave like a few rough things, but I personally think it's a very good idea to have places where people can just chill out and kind of they don't have to per se take a break from roleplay, but not have to worry about constant combat or just constant breaches and stuff. So I've already said to some people that if possible, I don't know if I will have the power within SID to actually do this, but I would want like a recreational lounge area, like a break room, or just a place that people can chill, maybe like a lobby of some sort. I think the cafe was a really good addition because a lot of people were able to hang out in there, and it also gave MC&D a good chance to just have fun and mess around a little bit with the foundation. So I definitely think that having those are pretty beneficial, and I think that it's a good idea to actually have them.
Right, thank you. And for Major's response?
I completely agree with that statement, especially with just having an area to hang out and just chill out from everything. But it's not necessarily chill out, right? It's also a place to be able to conduct not necessarily meetings, but be able to have more access to the shenanigans that go on, and generally just have a place to hang out with other people, make new friends, have better opportunities to create those memories within the site.
Right, thank you. And now moving on to our next topic, site security. And our first question is, recent breaches and coordinated raids from groups of interests such as the New Order, Children of the Scarlet King, and Marshall Carter and Dark Ltd. have exposed vulnerabilities in site security. As site director, what measures would you implement to fortify our containment procedures, intelligence operations, and rapid response capabilities to prevent future incursions?
I'm gonna guess you said incursions. You might cut out at the end, but
Oh my. Okay, I'm sorry. Yep.
Okay, an
Hmm.
idea that I have for working with that is this is going to largely depend on activity as well. But I've noticed that a large amount of hostiles mostly come through the maintenance tunnels that we have. So if possible, I'm going to try to have maybe one or two people patrolling those maintenance tunnels, and they're probably going to die. But we have plenty of people working here. We can manage, right, guys? But they're mainly going to kind of stand as a warning, so we can know ahead of time it's happening. That is a plan I have. And regarding security with breaches and stuff, heavy containment zone as of now, especially since I'm the directorate of it, it's not looking good. I have to go through leaps and hoops just to get things changed. It's not good. But if I become site director, then I will easily be able to reinforce the security there. And also regarding SCP tests, especially 682, more likely than not, I'm probably going to put a hold on people testing them so frequently because 682 was breached quite a lot in the past week.
Thank you.
But
And
that's
for
what I'm gonna
Major's
do.
response?
For site security and general operations, I'd like to have more combatants be able to be there to respond to these breaches, these activities, and for just the security of the site in general. These combatants will be able to, if they're patrolling around everywhere instead of just hanging out CDC, HCZ, the more critical parts of the site. Of course, they're important, but it would be better to have security throughout the entirety of the site in order to obtain, wow, up. Uh, it would be critical for those security to be able to respond and give information upon those raids that are happening, especially in the on so not so critical areas.
Right, thank you. And for our next question, given the regrettable end to the site's previous site director, what steps are you willing to take in order to ensure that it does not happen again?
Well, truth be told, I'm a 102-year-old man born January 15th of 1923. So, it's not looking that good for me right now. But I have a lot of life in me still. So I think aside from my age being a factor, if we're going into pure assassinations or just cold-blood murder, I'm probably going to try and assemble a own personal bodyguard unit that can follow me around at all times, and I'm gonna train them to where they clear every single room, and I'm gonna give them certain commands that most people won't be able to discern or understand, but they should hopefully understand immediately. An example of a few of those commands would be, let's say we walk into a room, and then I send like an exclamation mark. Maybe that exclamation mark just means clear the room or move everyone out of it. Maybe two exclamation marks means kill everyone in the room. To keep myself safe by becoming the site director to ensure an assassination does not occur yet again. I'm going to probably train my own personal bodyguard task force, and I mean I will train it.
Thank you. And for Major's response?
Well, this plays tightly into the site security aspect. If there's site security within the entirety of the site, not just the critical areas, then no assassinations would happen. Of course, that does play a part into where the site directorate goes, and if that area is less secure than the other critical areas, but that also plays into the part with just general site director security. The site director is a very valuable role within the site, and if they were to get assassinated, then it could be a jeopardy to the site. Which I'm not saying that I need a personal bodyguard task force, but it would benefit severely for the site director, and just general security is the main aspect in that. It's not just assassination.
Thank you. And for our next topic, personnel and communication. And for our question, what is your opinion on the current structure and the mission of subfactions and trial subfactions into Site-416? And do you have any plans to advocate for changes within the system in place as it stands?
So, taking a break from the Eugene Hinkle persona, Hoy, own a subfaction. I lead MC&D, so I understand a lot of the complicities that we deal with. And currently, I don't think there are really anything major, like any major problems, um, around subfactions. The only thing I can think of is that there've been a lot lately. There's inactivity. A lot of them have inactivity, which that's mainly due to a lack of interesting events revolving them. So again, this ties back into what I said in the beginning. I'm going to try and host a lot of fun events as Eugene Hinkle. Many of them are just completely nonsensical, somewhat whimsical. That's what I plan to do to try and attract people, because, you know, it's going to be stupid and it's going to be fun. And hopefully that can get sub-factions to hop on, and then I'll also try and just talk with the sub-faction leaders as well and see if I can get them to join for an event. But as of right now, sub-factions, honestly, the only problem I see with them is that there's quite a lot of them, and there's just no activity coming from them.
Thank you.
Oh,
And
well.
for Major's response?
Subfactions in general, they're really inactive, and they don't have a purpose and a drive to do the thing that the subfaction is supposed to do. For example, DIA is seeing a lack of activity and just a general lack of things to do in the site simply because there's no actual roleplay going on in the site. So how I plan to fix this is actually adding these roleplay events, something for them to do. For example, let's say a member of the Foundation personnel goes rogue and nobody knows who it is. The DIA would go in and try to detain that member and find out who it is. Otherwise, personnel would be at risk, especially high importance personnel such as the site director themselves or the administrator, which they have Task Force 416. And just generally, these subfactions, they lack a purpose, they lack a drive, which I plan to give them, not only just as site director, but as high com of I believe two other subfactions currently.
Thank you. And for our next question, do you believe that the amount of hostile and neutral factions currently within Site-416 is excessive? And what steps can we take to limit or stem the amount of hostile and neutral sub-factions?
I do believe that we have a somewhat excessive amount. There's also a lot of try ones because so here's the thing regarding that is the reason why I have a problem with the amount is purely based on activity. We have so many of these sub factions that are joining, and then I believe there was one that joined, and Red asked him like every single day, the leader of said sub faction, if he had hopped on, and it took him like 5 days for his faction to actually get on for the first time. Albeit they did have a good amount of numbers, so I will give them that, but there just simply wasn't a lot of activity from them. I mean, I think one of them was POTUS, and they haven't really done anything. I don't know if they've been removed yet or not because I haven't been paying attention to them because they haven't shown themselves to be interesting. But that is a big problem is we have so many because they're just inactive. We could have these sub-factions or something else. We'd have room for actually active ones, but they're just inactive. And personally, I think that some people have problems when it comes to so many hostile factions. Considering how inactive they currently are, I see no problem with it. However, I will say if it's going to the point to where different hostile factions are raiding multiple times every session, then yeah, we probably should put a limit on hostile factions. I don't think neutral ones or allied ones don't really matter as much, but if they prove to in the future, we can handle it.
Thank you. And for Major's response?
The amount of hostile factions necessarily isn't the issue; it's the activity that's given to them, or the activity that we get from them. It's generally just them not having a purpose behind those raids and behind those killings. It's just simply running into the site and saying, you know what, let's just kill everybody in there. And generally, there's no purpose behind them. Like in order for a hostile subfaction to work, it needs to have a purpose behind those raids, a purpose behind those actions that they take in order to complete a goal. Without it, there's nothing to do, which leads to the just mass killings of the personnel and generally makes sessions boring. It kills them. Another thing is that these subfactions they are generally they generally share the same members, right? So these subfactions they're led by people who are all in like an inner circle usually, or so have the close friends to other personnel or members, and then these the owners of the subfactions. The reason why we have so many of them is because they share and reuse the same personnel, which causes inactivity. How is somebody in three different subfactions going to be able to deploy on both all three of those subfactions and not be inactive in one of them at least?
Thank
Anyways,
you. And for our next question, as the site director, what steps will you take to ensure that all personnel feel welcome, as well as to ensure that they have tools required to properly coordinate as a community?
So personally, there aren't really a lot of things that I actually believe I can do as site director to handle that, because for people to actually get together as a community, they need to actually be in a community with other people. Being just in the main 416 community honestly isn't really going to do that much. The best way for them to actually be able to grow close to one another and become friends with people in this community is to actually join a sub faction, which I heavily encourage everyone here to do if you have not already. There are plenty of them that you guys can actually choose from. I mean, MCD, that's one I own. I'm not trying to advertise. That's just the first one that comes to mind. GOC's been inactive, and I'd love it if we could get some more activity from them. Like, there are so many different ways that you could get in touch with the community if you really want to, but not a lot of people actually take advantage of it. So, I think that the best thing we can do is just be accepting, which for the most part, I think we are. And when I say accepting, I mean not making fun of every new gen, because we used to, but it's fine. No one really does that anymore from what I've seen. The best way for us to accept each other as a community and actually like become friends is literally to just join sub factions, because besides that you're just playing on teams, you're not really talking with anyone, you're just kind of here. So I encourage everyone here who has not joined a sub faction to look at all the sub factions, both trial and a completely official, and join one, at least one.
Thank you. And for Major's response?
repeat the question, please.
Um, As the site director, what steps will you take to ensure that all personnel feel welcome, as well as to ensure that they have the tools required to properly coordinate as a community?
Well, for one, um, the personnel on this site, the new personnel that are on this site, they need something to actually do, which plays a lot into the actual events of the site. Because if there's events on the site, but they only target one subfaction or another subfaction, then there's no reason to host those events other than to just to have those moments with each other. So I feel events need to include everybody within the site, and as a sense of purpose into actually joining and having that community with you to to react and see how those events play out. There's also the subfactions, as Eugene had pointed out, that generally do need to be more active in order for these events to work. Of course, we don't need just two subfactions going at it. It needs to be able to have accessibility to everybody involved, simply just because it allows for that. But it allows for that feeling of being welcome and saying, "Hey, this is actually kind of fun. I kind of want to come back."
Thank you. And for our next topic, innovation and roleplay. Now, question. Current polls and diagnostics suggest that the community desires for a larger variety in roleplay occurrences throughout sessions. What can you do as site director to reinvent and to innovate our current roleplay events held on site?
Well, wow, I feel like I've already answered this one before, but sure, we'll go back over it. Again, I completely intend to do some completely bullshit, or might I even add, just nonsensical things as events. Like, I mean, keep in mind, there's a reason I have my character Eugene Hinkle as old as he is. Okay, he's an old man. He's still a good leader, of course. That's why everyone here should be voting for him. But you know, maybe sometimes he can get a little bit scared or something like that. Maybe he makes some mistakes sometimes. So Eugene Hinkle is going to be doing some dumb things every now and again, just to simply add some stuff, add some sauce to the role play. Okay, I completely intend to cause plenty of problems, but I'm also going to cause good things too. Don't forget that. to where people are going to have to respond or react. And I'm going to try to keep it original most of the time. I want new things to happen because we're doing the same thing over and over and over. I complained recently to the administration about the breaches because we had, I think, 3 682 breaches back to back to back. And let's be honest, that is not fun for anyone. So when it comes to events and keeping things original and keeping people engaged, I'm going to try to always make new ones or at least try to keep them fun for everyone. That's what I plan to do.
Thank you. And for Major's response?
So for the innovation of the site and generally just roleplay, um, it needs to actually have these events that support the roleplay, that support the fun that needs to be had. I like for and I agree with these events being very repetitive and just very boring in general. Since the 682 breaches, the the CD riots, just generally the raids as well, they're boring. They're just all PvP. It's just in general annoying, and we need these events to be, of course, more diverse, and we need them to be generally just more oriented towards the people instead of oriented towards the combatants. And generally, I plan to fix this by making more roleplay oriented events and just generally something that everybody can go into and play as a character as within these roleplay events. But I'm not. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do shenanigans as well. I believe that the fun that's supposed to be had is something that is very important within the site and just something that adds a little bit of character to the site. Because without these roleplay and without these shenanigans that happen across the site, what's the point of us even being a site? There's other sites that can offer that.
Thank you. And for our next question, with the current tension from each voter, what can we expect to change once you've entered into power? How would this change if it does affect some people?
I mean, are you just asking what to expect if we become SID? Like, can you repeat the
Yeah,
question? I'm sorry.
sorry. With the current tension from each voter, what can we expect to change once you've entered into power? How would this
Oh,
change if it
okay.
does affect some people?
You said voter. Okay, I thought you said photo. My bad. I was so confused. Um, I mean, if I become power and people who didn't vote, people who didn't vote for me as SID, well, obviously I'm going to make sure they're all dealt with accordingly. I don't know what else you could expect from me. Things are gonna happen. Okay, Eugene Hinkle obviously is the winning person here, and people who didn't vote for him, they will they'll be handled accordingly to the ethics committee. You know, I'm gonna follow all the rules and regulations. They will be handled, but no one has to worry about any tensions happening. Okay, nothing bad is going to occur to anyone. There will be no tensions existing once I deal with the problem people who didn't vote for me. Okay, so no one has to worry about that.
Thank you. And for Major's response?
Unlike uh unlike somebody else here, I would not be leading a dictatorship. I would not be leading something that is not free. Everybody has their own right to their own opinion, and I do not believe that anybody else is not equal to anyone else. Everybody here is on equal standing, equal ground, and nobody here should be punished for their actions for simply for giving their opinion on somebody else. Somebody might somewhat like somebody else simply because they can offer more to them, or they can give something else that the other candidate cannot.
Defamation.
Thank you. And this marks the end of our debates. Will would any of our candidates be open to remarks?
Oh,
I
100%. That's defamation, buddy. I'm not a dictator. I'm a directorate.
I'd like to make
Major,
a remark. A
go
vote
ahead.
for Major isn't just a vote to get me elected. It's a vote to make Site better. It's a vote to make Site. It's a vote to make Site great once more, just like America.
I'd like to add another remark. Everything Major said, but if you vote for me, you get a stimulus check of 3 Robux.
Scap.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Do
It
we
might it
have
might take a
any
while to
final
arrive.
remarks?
Yeah.
Do we have any final
Yeah.
remarks?
I like chicken.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right, it's my bedtime, guys.
All right.
Thank
good night.
you, and this marks the end to our site directorate's debate.
Let me ask a question real quick. How much revenue we talking about here, buddy? How much revenue? How much Robux we gonna bring in? How much?
Red, get
What
out.
about it? What about it? Hey, Red. You know, if I'm SID, I have some artist friends. You know, you just ask me, and I can get stuff handled. Get stuff handled.
It's not worth it.
So it is worth it.
It's not worth it.
You see, it pays to know people, Major. You don't know people. Eugene Hinkle knows
This is
people.
bribery.
I know your mother, especially in bed.
I need you guys to understand. Eugene Hinkle is 102 years old. He fought on the beaches of Normandy. He was there at the
Your
Battle of the
mother's bed
Wolves.
felt like Normandy. How much was it shaking?
Jesus.
Hey, Slippery, could you read the rules for the debate one more time?
It's
I
not
just,
defamation.
No, I just, Slippery?
The rules of the debate are as follows. No speech of personal attack and defamation shall be tolerated. This is included, but
It's not
not
personal attack.
limited to, strawman arguments, slippery slopes, and ad hominem.
Eugene, you look very
Yeah,
nice
that,
today.
that was personal attack, guys. I think he's out. He's out of the race. Eugene Hinkle wins. SID. Come on,
Yeah.
guys, give it up. Eugene Hinkle wins. Oh wait, there's a seat right here. Hold on.
Oh, there is?
I'm here.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
Let's go, gang.
Woo.
All right.
We'll be released in an hour. Wonderful.
Thank you, everyone. That was a very nice, lovely debate. How long does
also-
how long do they stand in term? How long do the terms last? Polar.
3 years.
This is not a.
This is
presidency,
not.
bro.
4 weeks.
You don't
Yeah,
need to
4
know
weeks.
what happened July 3rd of 1998, Chloe.
Honestly, Red,
Okay.
that is a thing that we need to talk about.
We could have them last like 2 months and then re-election,
I was
and
gonna
they
say
can
2
run
months.
2 terms or something. I don't know.
Yeah, 2 terms.
It's like Lego months, Lego time.
What Temmie? What is Temmie talking
Alright.
about?
Can we end the stage now?
Yeah, we should probably end the stage.
Yeah.
No, we should just turn this into a VC.
Thank you, everyone.
No.
Oh yeah, the bylaws.
Anyways,
Alright. I'm gonna go back to BC1 now.
yeah, we'll keep the propaganda on for just this session. I think Rollers was supposed to moderate, but he's kind of just.
Or at least had to do some, I guess. Anyways, see ya.
See ya. Yo, we should bring in some people to view the office. Anyone have like questions for me? Come to my office. Oh jeez. What the shit? Shut up, Polar. All right. The stream will end and the stage will end. Awesome sauce. So cooked. Okay, let's go to Task Force VC actually. Bro, that shit was
I am gonna go put my guinea pig back. Hold on.
it was kind of cooked.
Hold on.